4:40 as she goes around the swim board. 4:40, 19-second gap at the end of the first lap. Gentlemen, Karol Ann Roy has our fastest runner in the sport, so Kira as well as Tristen Jones and Dominika Jamnicky all are going to be racing in Long Beach, California. So it's going to be a gap of about 30 seconds is my prediction out of the water. ago. For that junior, last year she was a minute behind her. Today she was 3 seconds. Unbelievable race. Gupta-Baltazar, our silver medalist, she led out of the water. She led for 4 laps on the bike. That is spectacular. And Karol Ann Roy across the Kristen Marchant going to get the final paycheck of the day.
first race of the year, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. You know, like training was going well, I was feeling pretty fit, but until you put it together on the day, you never really know exactly how it's going to go. So had a good swim. I was just on the feet of the front pack. I was able to kind of get to the front of that group by the time we hit T1, which I was really happy with. And once we were on the bike, we were just catching Tom up front, and then once we caught him, it was pretty chill. We were kind of just playing the tactics of the 180s and everything, just managing the gaps and all that. I was having some shoe issues on the bike. I kept on unclipping when I came out of the 180s, so I had to take them pretty slow. So that was a little hairy, but we got through it, and then came into T1 at the front of the, or T2 in the front of the pack, and from there I just tried to keep the tempo high on the run, kind of stretch it out in the first lap, and then just hold the gap for the last two. So yeah, really happy with how it went.
Yeah, I mean, this was the perfect little setup for Long Beach next weekend. I've had my 2 weeks of quarantine coming back from Mexico, so that was sort of like a forced mid-season break. And then we're just gaining the fitness back up. So didn't come in today feeling super fresh, but Kira always gives me a good run for my money, and we always work really well together, or slash me trying to catch her and then her push me. So it was good to work together and have a good little dual finish in the race. So I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to racing with her next weekend.
We know you're heading to Tokyo as well.
Yeah, so I'll be heading to Long Beach. The team will assemble there, and then from there we'll have a little staging camp and move on to Tokyo. So I'll be about a week in Long Beach, and then into the village, and ready to have a fun time as the alternate and support the team in any way I can. I'll be ready. So I'm super honored and ready to have a good time.
It was pretty good. I think I had a pretty good day. So the swim, right from the start, I just got out. I knew that there was a bunch of other good swimmers in the field, so I took it out really strong. I kept looking back, and I had a pretty decent lead. So coming out of the water, I just tried to stay calm, work on my breathing, keep that under control. And then the bike is super hilly, so I will use that to my advantage because I'm fairly good at hills. So I kept looking back, and they were kind of gaining on me. So about the 5th lap, I decided to wait up a little bit and soft pedal, and they caught up, and we worked together for the last lap, just trying to stay away from the group of 4 that was behind us. And we did. So coming into transition, we had about, the 3 of us had about a, I'd say maybe 10-second lead on the group of 4, and I just tried to stay calm in transition, and then quick cadence out of transition onto the run. And then I knew Domi was right behind me. I could hear her breathing, hear her footsteps right behind me. So I used her a lot, and I could hear her coming. So on the last lap, she passed me, and I just tried to keep focused on her back. She's an amazing athlete, so she's someone I look up to a lot. So I was really, really happy with how today went. And huge thanks to C3 and to the Hill Academy for letting us have this amazing course for today. And I'll be in Long Beach next weekend, so I'm excited.
Got out of the water, I think 3rd, and it was a pretty crammed swim. Everybody was really tight going to the first buoy, not a lot of space getting there, but just finding your way around, and got out of the water 3rd, had a good transition, able to stay with the guys on the bike. The bike was pretty hard. It's up and down, but I mean, it wasn't like we were pushing the bike the entire time. We felt controlled and came off on the bike, came out T2 in 2nd, and tried to push and just didn't have any legs today. That was sometimes that happens, and I mean, it's okay that happened this week. It just means next time I know I got it. That's pretty much it. Full congratulations to Liam, Taylor, and Zed. They raced amazing, and it's just one of those days. It was a good overall though.
It was a race. That's all I will say. No, I'm joking. It was actually a lot of fun. Like, not a lot of draft races for like a few years, so I do like 2 a year, and like sadly 2nd again, but to a different person. And like, Liam's fast. Like, I knew I had to break away on the bike if I wanted to do anything, like to come first, but I didn't really feel like it actually. I went to the front probably too much and never fully attacked. But hey, that's the long course engine. I don't have like the full punch. I had to make sure I was in the front at every 180 because there was so much effort if I was at the back, and I can corner better than them apparently. So I'm like, I'll go to the front. But yeah, no, Liam, like, we used to train together for a while, so I know he's a solid runner, like beyond solid. And if I'd really wanted a great day, I either had to have a phenomenal transition and come out of the run with him for the run and then just sit with him or be ahead. But that didn't happen, so he outran me by what, we'll see, like 20 seconds, I think. So I must be a fast runner. That's all that it comes down to.
Well, first and foremost, the weather was king. We got absolutely perfect weather from start to finish. Kudos to the Quebec team. They brought down a huge group of world-class athletes, so that only makes your event better. You have a great facility here at the Hill Academy, and then you put all those great athletes hungry after almost 2 years of not getting able to race. So started off with the domestic fun race. We had 65-year-old Hans Porten, 50-year-old Andrew Taylor wins the whole race, and 12-year-old Sophie Ironside. So I mean the whole gamut in that first race. And then when we moved to the elite women, boy, we were not disappointed. Here, Kira Gupta-Baltazar came out of the water, the fastest swim, maybe of the entire day, certainly on the women's side, a 30-second gap, and she goes solo for 4+ bike laps and looked terrific. Finally, Dominika Jamnicky showed her experience and pulls up, and now we have like 3 women coming off the bike together. And Kira a year ago was losing a minute to Domi on that run. Today they come down to the last 500 meters before eventually, Domi shows her prowess. And this is a woman who's heading off to the Olympic Games. So kudos, Domi Jamnicky going to the Olympic Games as Canada's alternate, and just that kind of accomplishment. So the depth of field, spectacular. Kyla Raw, 4th place, she's a national champion. So the depth of field was spectacular. Some young women getting a start. And then we move over to the men's side. Thomas Bilodeau, what a horse that guy is. Tremendous swimmer and biker. But that big pack of guys, they knew what they were doing. They just kind of ate them up. And now you started looking around, and really the hardest working guy out there on the bike course was Jacob Jamnicky in the chase pack. You could see the carrot up the road, not able to track them down, but that group of 9 came off. And then Liam Donnelly, literally the class runner of the field. He's been running incredibly well. Craig Taylor and he have been doing a great job, and he had a spectacular run today to win it all. Taylor Reid, another second for a guy who's really focused on half Ironman and long distance racing. So that is spectacular for him to show that he's got that kind of speed. Zed Roy comes in across the line for the podium, and then to finish off the day, Michael Simard and Tristen Jones are top 5. So when you look at the quality of that field, I'm absolutely blown away. Nuvo Iron helping out with the paychecks for all these guys, so they're going to go home, be able to put some bread on the table this week. And we'll head off to Quebec to do a few of their big races. So, Ontario's done our job. We've got some great races under our belt. But thank you to this venue. Every one of the parents said they were blown away. They couldn't believe how great the venue was. So close to have a lake on a property that you can sleep the night before in the dorm, get up, and you're literally 500 meters from the transition zone. We were blessed. And once again, I want to thank you, Jason, for putting this whole thing together, because it's not easy to be out there in the canoe, on the bike, on the run, get all these interviews and do the magic you do. So on behalf of C3 and their entire board, we are absolutely ecstatic. No problems. Police did a great job. Volunteers were fantastic. And the athletes got to pick up a bit of coin.